If you are a Gmail or a Google Workspace user and you want to automate manual tasks, this video is for you. I'm going to show you how you can connect your Gmail with Make.com so you can automate manual processes and tasks. Let's go. Okay, so this is a brand new Make scenario. And then what you're going to do, you're going to search for Gmail. Okay, there you have it. And then you have one trigger for Gmail, which is watch emails. So what this trigger is going to do is, of course, going to watch when a new email hits the inbox. But you also have other modules here. There are basic actions, but of course you can always use as triggers. But let's use this one here, which is the most relevant one and probably the one that you're going to end up using the most. Okay, so you can click and watch emails. And here you can start by selecting the folder. So let's say that you want to watch every mail that hits your main inbox. So then you can select the folder here and just click all email, right? So every time you get any email, any new email, then this automation will trigger. Okay, of course, you can select specific folders or you can just select the inbox. Okay, but I always like to select all email because then you can use the filter to define what kind of email you want to watch and trigger this automation. Okay, and here for the filter, you have the option for simple filter. Okay, and I'm going to show you what's this, and also the Gmail filter, which I personally like the most. But let's start with the Gmail, with the simple filter. Okay, the criteria. So let's say that you want to watch all emails, but you can also select just only read emails or unread emails. Okay, let's select all emails. Then here it asks if you want to mark the message, the email as read after it triggers here the automation. So let's say that you just got an email, it's an unread email, and that email is going to trigger this scenario. So if you mark this as yes, then that email will be marked as a read email. Okay, and then this is the maximum number of results. So if you just leave it as one, this automation will trigger one time for every email that you received. If you just marked as 10, then every time that this automation runs, you will fetch the 10 latest emails that you received. Let's just use it as one. And then on the advanced settings, as you select a simple filter, then you can select, for example, sender email address. So you can specify the sender of the email that you want to watch for this automation. Okay, so let's say that you just want to get emails from no reply, Amazon.com. Okay, so this automation will only trigger with emails coming from this sender. Okay, also on the subject, let's say that you just want to trigger emails that contains a certain words on the subject line. So let's say that you just want to get emails that contains order on the subject line. And then you can also use search phrases, which is basically going to search for not only on the subject line, but also on the content of the email. But let's just use the subject because, again, this is where you're going to use the most, okay? And that's it. That's how you set up the email, and you can select from now on emails from after a specific date, all emails, or you can manually select the first email. Okay, I don't have any emails coming from Amazon, but let me remove this one so I can show you that I can select the first email. So I can select the first email, and after that, the automation will trigger for all the emails received after those ones. Okay, so this is the simple filter. For the Gmail filter, this is the exactly same filter that you use on the Gmail search bar. Okay, so you can even select here for more information, but here basically you can select, for example, from no reply at Amazon.com, for example. So of course, Gmail, for the Gmail filter, you have this kind of search syntax that you can use. So from or to. So here on this document, you have some examples, right? So how you can specify the sender, the recipient, the subject line, and some other filters that you can use as well, right? So you can use any of those filters here on the Gmail filter. Again, I like this kind of filter because you have more control over what kind of message, what kind of email do you want to use for this automation. Okay, but yeah, so let me just add a simple filter because I'm not going to use any filter for this. And this is how you can use this module to trigger the automation to watch for new emails that you receive. But also, like, if you don't want to add any filter here, you can also use makes on filter. And again, I use this a lot as well, so you can have more control over exactly what you want to pass through this automation, right? So let me just add here my email as unread folder. This is, of course, one of the actions that you can take with Gmail and message ID. But anyways, I just want to do that so I can show you how you can also use makes on filter to specify the type of email that you want to use to trigger this automation. So here, if you select here the filter, you can see that you have all the information that you need from Gmail, right? So you have date, you have subject, you have the text content, you have the sender name, email address, you have labels, attachments. Anyway, so you have a vast majority of information here that you can use to specify the type of email that you want to trigger. So let's say that you want that text content contains order number 1234 and that the sender equals to Amazon, for example. So this is again helpful because this is how you can have full control over what kind of email you want to use here. Okay, so that's why I like using this kind of filter. Of course, that it's always nice to use at least one filter here so you avoid consuming a lot of operations, because every time you get an email, this automation will trigger, right? So, but of course, if you have a filter here, you only consume one operations for every email every time that this automation runs. But anyways, it's important to add at least one kind of filter, and then you can use makes filter to really specify the right email that you want to use here on this automation, right? And then, of course, for the actions, I honestly don't use the Gmail actions that much, because usually with the type of automation that I build with Gmail, the email is usually the trigger, but then I use the email information, the email content to do actions in other apps, in other platforms, right? But of course, you can reply to that email. So you can send a new email and you can reply to that email, right? Or you can move the email to different folders so you can better organize your inbox. So those are some of the options. But again, if you really understand how to use the watch emails module, you'll be able to build really powerful automations with Gmail. Okay, so hope this video was helpful to you. Hope that you were able to connect make.com with your Google Workspace or Gmail account so you can automate many different manual tasks inside your company. If you have any questions or if you want help to automate this kind of process, just click on the link down below so me and my team can help you understand how to better automate your tasks and how to identify automation opportunities within all your operations. Thank you.